Well, one Georgia early enrollee has been named the High School Player of the Year on the defensive side of the ball. And I've got some insight on him as well as what some insiders have said about him. Mykel Williams, who grew up in Columbus, was named the High School Defensive Player of the Year by the Maxwell Award. Now, the Maxwell Award, you got the Heisman Trophy, is sort of the most known award in college football. The Maxwell Award is a big, big deal. Okay. I mean, I know most people know about the Heisman because it's televised, but the Maxwell Award is kind of right there. It's just not a televised award. And I did want to talk about Williams just for a second. He's a consensus five-star player. He had 81 tackles this past season. Uh, 20 and a half of them, 20.5, were for losses. 12 and a half of those were sacks. Uh, he was extremely good in Army All American Bowls. And in that game, he had three tackles for a loss. And according to the Maxwell Trophy Award Club, they're saying that he was a consistent disruptive presence in the Eastern's offensive backfield the entire day. Um, I was talking to somebody who has a lot of insight on Williams as well as just Georgia's overall recruiting. And their take was, I'm going to just make sure I get the exact way that they put it right. He might end up being the best player in Georgia's class. And when you look at this class for the Dogs, I mean, it is and it is essentially a who's who of what you wanted in the state and the southeastern part of the country. It is an exceptional, I should say it is, it's not, it was an exceptional class for the Dogs. Alabama and Texas A&M have just had better classes, slightly better, but better nonetheless. But having seen a lot of these guys live, you're talking about Oscar Delp, Gunnar Stockton, Barry Alexander, Mykel Williams, Malachi Starks. Those are some heavy hitters. I did not see Ernest Green live. I never saw Everett live, but there are some real deal players that are in this class. Marvin Jones is someone who I skipped there, and Singletary too. I never saw Robinson live, the running back. But for this person who knows what's going on in the recruiting world for the Dogs, to say that Williams could be their best overall player in this class, that's saying something because like I said, seen a lot of these guys live, and they are legit. I'm gonna let you know right now that Malachi Starks, there's a reason why he's a consensus sort of top 15 player in the country. And he is Georgia's highest ranked consensus player. With Malachi, you didn't get to see him. It's harder with guys in the secondary, but all you had to do was watch him play quarterback for Jefferson before he got hurt, and you could see this guy's a freak. Hey, listen, make sure that you're getting DAWGSTRUCTION, which is down below. We've got the orders are becoming overwhelming, and that's why I want to make sure you get on the first run because it's going to take a second or two to get the second run going of these books. That's how it works. You order an initial copy. Right now, we're still ordering the initial group. So celebrate Georgia's national championship by getting something that you'll have 20 years from now, and when Georgia's got a few more national championships, right, to celebrate. Just get this first one. This is what you're going to want to read about, insight and stories you're not going to hear anywhere else about, all sorts of people on the team, and photos you simply will not get anywhere else either. So we got Keely Ringo on the cover because he made the play that most people will remember, but make sure you're clicking down below to check that out. Williams is going to be an important part of what Georgia does this coming season. I mean, Barry Alexander too, because you've lost Devontae. You've lost Jordan Davis. You've lost Rochester, who didn't play a lot, but was certainly an important person in the locker room. And then you lose Trayvon Walker, who is probably, of the guys that I named, the best prospect for the NFL. I love Devontae Wyatt, though. Someone's going to get some real value in Devontae Wyatt because he's not going to be a first round guy, but you're going to get some serious, serious value in Devontae Wyatt. Well, those guys are gone, right? And that's three major players on Georgia's team. That means that not only are guys like Zion Logue going to have to perform, But guys like Bear Alexander, Mykel Williams, they're going to have to come in and be good. They might not be starters, but they're going to have to come in and play. I mean, if you watch Georgia's rotation on the defensive line, the defensive side of the ball, linebackers, they rotate guys. I mean, there's no star on this Georgia defense from 2021. N'Kobe, sure. Jordan, yeah, but now you're starting to list a lot of names. Lewis, Seen, N'Kobe, Jordan, Trayvon Walker. I failed to mention Jalen Carter a minute ago, who is a bona fide top 15, top 25 prospect in the NFL draft. That guy is legit. I mean, that guy is scary. So you've got a bunch of guys for Georgia that you're going to have to get them together. Trey Scott will have to get them all, grouped up together and perform. And it's not asking that much for a group of highly gifted guys like this group to do that. And now you have Williams being named the defensive player of the year in the country. That's a big deal. I mean, if he turns out to be the best player in this class, it won't be shocking. He's got the pedigree in terms of the size, the length, the explosiveness. He is nothing but trouble for the offensive side of the ball. I haven't seen him. He is not a lot of fun for the offense. And he showed that. He showed that in the All-American game. Now, that's the All-American game. The All-American game is like a really good high school game on steroids. It's not the SEC. It's not. God bless them. It's not the SEC. And what you're talking about there is dealing with guys like Jamari that you're going to have to get around, or Leatherwood at Alabama through the years. I mean, you're talking about Andrew Thomas, who just didn't give up sacks. So you're going to have to play the run and rush the passer. You're going to have to, I'm sure at times, drop off the line into sort of shallow coverage. There's going to be times you got to do everything you're supposed to do. And the question for young guys is, can you do it repeatedly? Can you put your hand where it's supposed to go? When you get discouraged, are you going to continue to be discouraged, or are you going to, drop it, let it go, and move forward? Because what happened happened. It doesn't dictate what will happen next, and that's the challenging part. Williams is going to dominate and did dominate in high school. He should have dominated in Columbus. He also should have dominated the All-American game, and he did. But now, I mean, the expectation is there for this guy to be a really good player at Georgia. It didn't take Jalen Carter a long time. I mean, it didn't. It didn't take Jordan Davis a tremendous amount of time. I mean, it took him a little bit of time. And then Trayvon Walker, by the end of his freshman year, was sacking Bo Nix to win the game. So, is he that good? I don't know, but it's up to him. And when you're the high school player of the year on your side of the ball, and arguably the high school player of the year, I mean, it's go time already. And this guy should be 3 years and out. But we'll just see. I mean, in order to do that, you need to play well. You need to start like yesterday, getting ready for a shot at the national championship. I mean, Georgia's at the point now where they have players that are consistently going to be good. The defensive line that Georgia has recruited in, Trey Scott, all due credit, man. I mean, he's definitely gotten it done recruiting and developing too. I mean, Zion Logue was raw. You're going to see. I loved him from the start when you saw him in Lebanon, Tennessee, as they pronounce it up there. And now, 3 years into it, Zion Logue, it's go time for him too. But for Williams, it's go time now too. Now it's not going to be immediate, but by the Florida game, you want to see some flashes here and there. I mean, Chaz Chambliss is a great example. You could see that. You saw that with Chaz Chambliss in ninth grade. I went to go watch Kevin Swint, who plays at Clemson. Great kid. And, you were like, well, who is 33? Just like flashing straight, just real trouble for the quarterback. So, and then you say, well, this guy can really rush the passer. I don't know if he can play linebacker or not, but he can rush the passer for sure. Williams is in the same ballpark in terms of he should be flashing. We saw that with Chambliss, Trayvon, Carter. I mean, if you're good, you can flash quick. The question is, can you do it for an extended period of time? That's what we don't know the answer to, but he's got the potential to do it, and he was named the Defensive Player of the Year for the United States by the Maxwell Football Foundation, or I can't remember if they're Maxwell Club or what. I think I'm a Maxwell voter too, so that's a little bit embarrassing on my part. But it's a good organization. It's a great award. Hey, pick up the book. We'll see you over on the website. Thanks for watching.